Right, and as our Seoul mentioned, a slightly revised framework of COVID-19 prevention measures has been disclosed by authorities here on this Friday. And Shin Ye-eun joins me now with details on that. Ye-eun, welcome.
Glad to be here, Sunny.
Right, so tell us about the revisions in restrictions which are slated to go into effect starting the 18th of this month, then next Monday that would be.
That's right, and not too much has changed. They have extended the current measures for another 2 weeks, meaning that the greater Seoul area is under level 4 and areas outside the capital are under level 3. But what did change was the limit on the number of people allowed to gather after 6 p.m. First, in the greater Seoul area, up to a maximum of 8 people can meet, regardless of whether they meet before or after 6 p.m. Of the 8, 4 have to be fully vaccinated. In areas outside the capital, under level 3 restrictions, people can meet in groups of up to 10, as long as 6 people are fully vaccinated. Also, business hours have been extended for certain venues in areas outside the capital region. Restaurants and cafes will be open till midnight. In the metropolitan area, only study cafes or performance halls and movie theaters will be allowed to operate until midnight from the previous 10 p.m. limit. Restrictions on how many people can attend weddings or sports games have also been eased, centering on those who have been fully vaccinated. Sports games like baseball and soccer didn't allow spectators in stadiums at regions under level 4. Now that stadiums will open up and indoor venues will be allowed to actually fill in 20% of their capacity with vaccinated spectators only. Outdoor stadiums, meanwhile, will be allowed to operate at nearly 1/3 of their capacity. And as for weddings, a lot of people have been curious. A total of 250 people can attend regardless of whether or not meals are provided, of which 49 people have to be fully vaccinated. For team sports, the minimum number of players required to play a certain sport will determine the size of gatherings allowed. Players will be able to compete as long as they've tested negative for COVID-19, even if they haven't been vaccinated. So Friday's guidelines will work as a bridge for the country to smoothly transition to next month's COVID-19 exit strategy of living with the virus, where authorities will focus on the number of deaths and patients in critical condition rather than total caseloads.
Right. So these restrictions that we mentioned, the revised ones that go into effect from next Monday, hopefully will be the last set then before our phased return to normality.
Hopefully, yes. The Prime Minister said that he hopes the measures introduced on Friday will be the final ones before the country eases even more restrictions from November. Take a listen.
I really hope this will be the last adjustment before we start to gradually return to our daily lives as promised in November. We have some 15 days left before taking the step of returning to normal. This is our last hurdle. We ask everyone to continue cooperating with the measures and get vaccinated.
The Prime Minister said authorities are still on the lookout for a potential uptick in cases following the 3-day weekend for Hangul Day on October 9th, and with many sightseers traveling around the country to enjoy the autumn leaves. But he remained optimistic that with higher vaccination rates, the number of new cases are likely to drop.
Right, hopefully that will be the case. All right, Ian, thank you for now, but stay with us for the extended talk.